You've heard of aerobics, maybe even hit the gym a few times a week yourself, but what the heck is neurobics? If your brain's been feeling flabby lately, if you're forgetting things, having trouble focusing and solving problems, or if you'd like to take your intelligence and memory power up a few notches, then I have the perfect set of brain exercises for you. Just like exercise changes your body and makes you feel great, neurobics can fundamentally change your brain, making your focus and concentration a lot sharper. You can do them anytime, anywhere, and the best part is, you don't need to spend a dime on sweatbands and Zumba lessons. You already have everything you need to start your mental CrossFit training today. Now there are 3 major categories of neurobics we'll cover: physical, environmental, and auditory. I'll share several specific exercises you can do, but first, let's talk about a surprising benefit of neurobics you might not even have considered. At a high level, neurobics are activities or mental exercises that stimulate the brain, prevent memory loss, and improve memory recall. Neurobics will strengthen your neurons and neuronal networks, just like curls strengthen your biceps. And you know how your muscles atrophy and bones deteriorate when you don't use them, right? It's the same with your brain. When you practice neurobics consistently, it gives you the power to prevent memory loss, which comes from a literal atrophy of the brain. But back to that surprising benefit I mentioned. Simply put, your happiness. Do you want to be in a better mood? No, we all do, don't we? In fact, no one wants to dredge through their day, dreading the next one to come when their head hits the pillow at night. That's no way to live, if you can even call that living. And if you like living at your highest potential with endless amounts of joy you can barely contain, I'm Dr. Anthony Metivier from MagneticMemoryMethod.com, inviting you to get started now by hitting thumbs up, subscribing, and enabling notifications so you don't miss any of our memory and brain exercise training on this channel. In addition to exercise of the body, brain exercise makes it easier to learn how to cope with depression, deal with rejection, and even overcome anxiety. Brain stimulation through neurobics creates blood flow. Because feelings and physiology are inextricably linked, the circulatory response that accompanies neurobic exercise can trigger feelings of joy, or what I prefer to think of as bliss. Neurobic exercises are based on the idea of focus, making a conscious effort to perform tasks that have been essentially automated by our brains. With this focus on focus, and with simple activities, we can therefore improve that focus. I also have seen in the research that these exercises can help kick us out of the I-oriented default mode network that imprisons so many people in poisonous thoughts of scarcity. Where do we go? Into the task-positive network, responsible for creating that sense of what Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi so famously called flow. Why does this state of flow and the focus on the present moment it creates matter so much? There's one more insidious habit I didn't mention, one that we're all guilty of from time to time, one that saps your happiness more than anything else. It's one of the greatest struggles in modern day society: negative self-talk. Have you ever weaponized your own thoughts against yourself? And what happens as a result? We end up feeling beaten down, exhausted, and full of despair. Neurobics uses focus to escape the negative framework that has us trapped. A shift in focus from belittling yourself for no good reason to congratulating yourself for a job well done is possible, all with some unassuming but powerful exercises. And here's a simple truth: when you feel better, you have a better mindset. It's just that simple. So let's get started with the exercises. The first category is physical neurobic exercise. Our brains are tailored towards efficiency, which is beneficial when we encounter a problem or new activity. We automatically problem solve, which is amazing, but these same old routines do nothing for mental development. Here's a fun one you can do every day, wherever you are. Do things with your non-dominant hand. Which hand do you unconsciously pick up a fork or pen with? How about waving to a friend across a crowded room, opening a door, scratching an itch, giving a high five? Most of us always use the same hand, our dominant hand. This is one of the most ingrained routines our brains have, so in order to exercise your brain, switch things up, literally. Do things with your opposite hand. This will bring mindfulness and create a pause so that you must actually stop and think about the activity you are engaged in. Start small with brushing your teeth with the opposite hand. This is just a small, almost minuscule change that can bring a different sensation to an obligatory, automatic morning routine. For more of a challenge, try to write with your non-dominant hand. I discovered I was a bit ambidextrous in this sense. Working as a professor, it would bring me joy, instead of physically moving to a new spot on the blackboard, to simply switch hands. You can incorporate this technique into your memory journal as well. Try to do your gratitude journaling and general personal development goal setting with your non-dominant hand, or try writing from right to left instead of left to right. Don't worry if it's sloppy at first. With practice, your penmanship will improve. Instead, really focus on the goal of giving different parts of your brain different exercise. Plus, you can apply this kind of journaling to language learning as well. This minor change can create major impact. You are increasing your focus on the content. Form and content will come together, and your focused attention makes you pay greater attention to what you're doing, which gives it more meaning, more impact. And because you're activating more of your brain, this makes your thoughts much more likely to be translated into action. This also works for musicians and their instruments. Change the way you play things, the way you make chords, or the way you sing parts of a song. For example, if you are a bass player and tend to play the higher tones with your left hand, try switching hands. At first, you may want to simply cross your body before moving onto something more complex. From here, you can build your skills to eventually playing left-handed if you normally play right-handed, with 10 to 15 minutes of consistent daily practice. Yet another way to physically exercise your brain is through playing card exercises. If music's not your bag, perhaps cardistry or legerdemain. I practice both myself. Everyone loves a good card trick that leaves the crowd wondering, now how did he do that? To this end, I've trained myself to do magic tricks with my non-dominant hand and shuffles with my non-dominant hand. In standard practice, think of mirrored tricks that take both hands to operate equally. You can build your skill set for dual-handed tricks by using your non-dominant hand. Physical neurobics aren't just about the hands. You can also use your tongue in neurobic exercise. Because the tongue and lips are among the most sensitive parts of the body, even more sensitive than the fingertips, the benefits to using these muscles in neurobics is paramount. Try learning new tongue twisters.
Movies made of memory make magnetic memory mavens merry. Movies made of memory make magnetic memory mavens merry. Movies made of memory make magnetic memory mavens merry. Movies made of memory make magnetic memory mavens merry.
Memorize them first and then practice 4 times a week for best results, adding more as you go. If you're interested in more meaningful content to speak aloud than tongue twisters, give the Sanskrit verses I've memorized a try. They're very powerful because they help you dissolve unwanted negative thinking. I share everything I've learned about this ancient practice called self-inquiry or self-remembering in my book, The Victorious Mind: How to Master Memory, Meditation, and Mental Well-Being. It walks you through 32 verses that play a similar role to the tongue twisters, but because their meaning helps dissolve meaning, they really pack a punch. When you finish those, try out some accents. Try learning to shape your mouth and tongue to reproduce someone else's accent. I personally find accents really challenging, and no matter what I do, my German accent winds up sounding Yiddish. But it's still a great brain exercise to work on, matching what we hear in our ears with what we can produce in our mouths. Another exercise to try is an actual physical exercise called ear pinch squats. I know it sounds wild, but you are incorporating movement and function in several muscle groups, and we know this has palpable benefits. Think back to the idea of cross-training. Try crossing your arms, pinching your ears, and then go into a squat. You can build this practice by upping your squat reps or holding the squat longer, like a chair pose in yoga. Okay, let's move on to the second category, environmental neurobic exercises. This is where you move beyond your personal motor skills and take your training to the world around you. Why not try taking a familiar, unobstructed area and walking through it to a destination of your own choosing with your eyes closed? If you are in an apartment, step off the elevator or out of the stairwell and walk down the hallway with your eyes closed. Why, you ask? You'll find that your spatial recognition and other senses will be in a heightened state of awareness, simply by removing sight from the equation. You can take the same strategy to the shower. Ever wonder why some of your most creative ideas come in the shower? Well, you might not realize it, but every time you shower, you're creating a mental environment where your mind can wander. The best time to shower is in the morning, so the next time you soap up, maximize your focus and concentration by letting this natural mind wandering take over. You can even try cold showering, breathing, chanting, and Wim Hof techniques in tandem with eyes closed showering for an even greater boost. Another great exercise involves mealtime. Have you ever heard of the Blind Cave? It's a restaurant in Austin, Texas, where you go to dine in the dark. Aside from how this concept restaurant raises awareness of social issues, it's also great for your brain's health. You will experience a different tactile sensation, experience, and different sounds. Food may even taste different. Better. We often do not focus on the act of eating itself as we are distracted by our environment. With eyes closed eating, you can appreciate what's on your plate more by consciously separating the environment from your nourishment, separating outside noise from chewing and the sensations of eating in your body from the sensations of the environment, such as other diners walking past in a restaurant. You will be more in the moment and therefore appreciate the act of eating more. The final environmental neurobics exercise is to try changing your micro routes. If you make minor changes to a common destination, you transform your journey into an experience. Think about your normal commutes by foot or vehicle. You do them the same way every time, don't you? What about just circling a mailbox or turning on a different block for no other reason than to change the micro route? Circle a street sign clockwise one time and counterclockwise the next. Engage in your travel by injecting a bit of play into your routine. If you rely on public transit and are looking to expand this idea of course change, leave the house earlier and take a different route, or on Google Maps, select the Avoid Highways option in traveling to your destination. Let's move on to the third and final category, auditory neurobic exercise. Within any single piece of music, you will probably have multiple instruments playing at once. Do you listen to the lyrics and guitar solos only? Try instrument tracking instead. Instrument tracking incorporates the sense of hearing or active listening into neurobics. Try listening to a song, only listening to one particular instrument throughout. Isolate one instrument and follow it through the song or throughout a favorite album. The next playthrough, follow the rhythm guitar if you were tuned into the bass, or the lead guitar if you were listening to the drums. Here's a piece of music to practice with. Try listening for the bass only. Next time you're listening to your favorite song, try to hear what you haven't listened to before. Another exercise that's a bit related to the physical category but auditory in nature is to try reading either ultra slow or ultra fast out loud. You are incorporating the physical sensation of moving your mouth and tongue, exercising those muscles, but at the same time, exercising your focus of hearing as you articulate the words audibly. If you want to impress people at parties, you can even study auctioneers and their techniques for ultra-fast speech as auditory neurobics. Another timing exercise is covering the beat. What I mean is, try setting a metronome to a certain beats per minute and try to cover the click with clapping or snapping. Practice with setting the clicks farther apart, then closer, varying the speed as you build your rhythmic skills. This is beneficial not only to musicians, but also anyone who wants to improve their auditory and motor focus. The final exercise on our list requires no equipment, no outside stimulus, and can be done anywhere. And that is to count your breaths, not in your head, but out loud. Try either breathing counting 1 breath, 2, another breath, 3, or audibly counting 1, 2, 3 as you are breathing. Focused breathing, concentrating solely on your own breath, can transform not only these small conscious moments, but your overall life, reducing anxiety, pain, and even muscle tension relief. Make the unconscious a conscious act. So, how do you put all this into daily practice? It's easier than you think. But first, take a minute to break your normal video routine and subscribe, hit thumbs up, and ring the bell so you'll know when we release a new video designed to help keep your brain fit and sharp for years to come. To make neurobics a part of your daily life, start small with just one of the neurobic exercises and commit to putting it into action. Set a realistic goal for practice, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe I'm going to do this neurobic exercise every day of the week, if that is an attainable yet challenging goal for you. Whatever it is, commit with intention. Then simply execute to completion. If you say you will do the exercise for a week, for 7 days, actually do it. Then pick another exercise and repeat. Try for a loftier goal, a longer time period of daily practice, or a shorter time period with multiple daily exercises. You know what is a challenge for you and what is right for your life. Find the benefits of changing up your routine and relish them. You'll find this is the best motivation for continued practice. To help those serious about ongoing mental fitness, I created the Brain Exercise Bootcamp. It includes 40 special brain exercises designed to do just that, help you continuously enjoy the benefits of regular mental fitness. Consistency is important because these exercises change your brain structure. But if you stop, it's very easy for the positive changes to revert back and even slip below your previous level of fitness. But consistent action that openly invites challenge involves constant growth. You can't see the world in a particular way if you're not taking consistent action. Your perspective can't change. You can't shine light into the darkness if you're not moving. And for better or worse, you've got to keep moving. Start small and be ready to grow. Just as athletes expand their litheness with cross-training, you can take small steps and conscious effort to expand your focus, concentration, and improve your memory and life. It takes just seconds to take that next step. And for that, please check out these 4 powerful brain exercises for better memory next.